Welcome back to my blog. And today we will be touching upon a subject where in the past couple of weeks I've had a few people come through to me, and the underlying symptom has always been fear. So whilst working with them, what I was identifying that all of them had the same substance which originated in parts of their body from fear. So today what I want to discuss is just quite briefly is what fear is, who does it affect, where it comes from, how and why, and everything else that goes with it. Well, fear is an emotion. It's a preconceived threat of something that may happen. So a fear of what might happen tomorrow, what might happen next week. It's an emotion such as worry. You worry about the unseeable. You worry about what may happen. So when somebody goes into fear, it is a threat. So with fear, on the emotional side, the thought process kicks in. So it all begins, well, as what everybody knows, everything begins with a thought. So the thought is there, the seed is planted either by yourself or by someone else, or by circumstances. Somebody might receive a letter which can send them into panic, and then they fear the worst. Or somebody might say something to create that fear amongst people, or there's just a fear of the future. And a lot of people who suffer from anxiety or panic disorders have this fear of the future. It is the unseen. It's not knowing what will happen or where the life is going or where it's heading. So when fear comes, it comes from your own mindset. You know, it is created within yourself. And what it does, it works its way through the emotional body, sitting there as dense energy. And if you leave it there long enough, if the fear resides with you over a period of time, it does have a physical effect on you where you can't breathe properly. You will stop yourself from, doing normal chores, because what it will do, it will make your energy denser. It will make you less motivated. So what you'll find is you get into a vicious circle where you're constantly thinking and repeating the same pattern. So less motivation, which then leads to poor sleep, poor diet, leads to breathing problems every time you perceive a threat or the thought of the perceived threat, which then will lead to, let's say, muscle aches, or it will lead to more physiological aspects of your well-being. So it's basically a domino effect on your health, which started off quite minute, then becomes quite serious. So who are the ones who are likely to be in fear? People who are vulnerable, people who are presented with something that could alter their lives, people who are no longer in a comfortable situation as before, or people who don't have a support system around them, support system being strong people who are able to admit positive vibrations. I mean, how many times are you in a circle of people where you feel that one person can be the one that brings the whole circle down with their negative remarks, negative comments, or just their negative energy? Well, there could be people in your circle who just have to say that one word that makes you feel a lot better, that gives you that hope. And I think you need to, people who actually do have certain aspects of fear, who do suffer with anxiety or panic or any sort of depression or any sort of stress, they need to look at the circle that they're within. They need to keep their circle very positive, of strong people who can actually just verbally lift them. It's always a good idea to see a therapist. It's always a good idea to actually seek help before the problem becomes bigger. Where does it reside? Where does this emotional energy go? Well, it resides within you. it can then go from residing within you by contaminating areas around you. It will affect other people around you. If you're around other people and you're quite low and vulnerable and you're living in fear, you will soon start to rub that energy or rub that fear off into other people who are trying to help you. So it's very much a vicious circle, like I said earlier. You have to help yourself. So what we're looking for here is trying to do everything you possibly can to eliminate fear, put positive contingencies into place. Why does it happen? We don't come with a manual when we're born. We don't have a manual. Our parents don't come with a manual. So what happens is when we're born, we come onto earth and there is no book saying this person's personality is like, this is what the allergies are, this is what they're scared of, this is what they like, this is what they dislike. These are the type of people they should associate with. This is their IQ level. There is nothing. There is nothing there. There's nothing pre-warning your parents, people who are your carers, people who are around you, who you are. If somebody was meant to talk about themselves, if I took one random person off the street and said, sit here, who are you? I find that people find it so difficult to talk about themselves, extremely difficult. But yet, if I ask them, what is so-and-so like? They can tell me everything about everyone else. They'll know what they do, what they like, where they go, what their personality is like. But when you put somebody on that spot and say, who are you? I get people shuffling, looking around. They can't describe who they are. They can't actually say anything about themselves which will tell me what they know about themselves. So before getting to know everyone else, wouldn't it be good if, we just took a moment to get to know ourselves, what we like, what we don't like, what we want to do and we don't want to do, what we really are all about. Once again, like I say, don't confuse ego and confidence. And I see people really mix the two. And I love saying to people when I'm approached by somebody who's quite egoistic, and I say, I can see your ego creaking, and they're like, no, I'm confident. I said, that's not confidence. Confidence and ego are two different things, and I wish people would actually try to look at what the two meant. Secondly, homework on yourself. Who are you? What do you really like? What are your fears? Write a list of your fears. This is what I'm scared of. This is what I perceive might happen to me. This is how I have to protect myself. These are my boundaries, and put them in place, and then say, this is what I allow and this is what I don't allow. But in many circumstances, people won't do that. They will allow others or circumstances to intrude. And when everything gets too much, when there's chaos, a whole load of chaos around them, they fall. Like anything, if we overwork anything, we will fall. So it's all about respite. It's all about taking time out, getting to know yourself, spending time with yourself. And that's why I always come back to one thing again: meditate. That simple thing about spending time with yourself. Meditation, doing things that make you feel happy about yourself, taking that time out to do your hobby, advance your skill, is all fair and well, helping everybody else, trying to be there for everyone else, being the first person at a function and the last person to leave. Who are you doing it for? So once again, fear only resides within you. It can actually be decreased or increased. It falls back solely on you. It is a preconceived threat that may never happen. So the way I would put it is, what's the worst that could happen? Nothing. Okay. Thank you for watching my blog, and if you thought this blog was good, like it, subscribe and share. You can follow me on Twitter at Jas Bassi Online. Totally forgot there. And I'm on Facebook as Jas Bassi 8. And if you wish to send me any questions, make any remarks, talk to me, it's #JBVideoblog. Also, all of these blogs, they're not written, there's no scripts, there's nothing that I've done which is I've planned for them. They're actually off the cuff, and it's me. There you go. God bless, take care. Thank you.